Imagine a fighter so powerful that his very name struck fear into the hearts of opponents. But when the gloves came off, he was the embodiment of kindness. Anthony "Rumble" Johnson, one of MMA's most electrifying athletes, was a gentle hurricane. With devastating force inside the cage and unmatched humility outside it, his legacy transcends wins and losses. But how did this unstoppable force come to be? How did Anthony Johnson become the fan-favorite fighter, the Gentle Hurricane, whose impact would be felt long after his gloves were hung up? Today, we pay tribute to the life, career, and enduring legacy of Anthony "Rumble" Johnson. Early life and background. Born on March 6, 1984, in Dublin, Georgia, Anthony "Kiwoa" Johnson was raised by his grandparents. It was their support that helped mold him into the person he would later become. But like many, his path to greatness wasn't laid out in front of him. Raised in the southern part of the U.S., young Anthony wasn't always destined for combat sports. In fact, his first passion was football and wrestling. His wrestling prowess became evident early on, earning him a scholarship to Lassen Community College in California. It was there, far from his Georgia roots, that Anthony's passion for combat sports began to take shape. After college, the world of MMA called to Anthony. He trained relentlessly, realizing that while the wrestling mat was familiar, the Octagon was where he could truly showcase his raw power. It wasn't long before he made his professional debut, and with that, a rising star was born. His early career and UFC debut. Anthony's professional debut came on August 18, 2006, and it was clear from the start that his heavy hands were a problem for anyone standing across from him. Just 1 year later, in 2007, his dominance earned him a spot in the premier organization, the UFC, a dream realized, but for Anthony, it was only the beginning. In his UFC debut, Anthony faced Chad Reiner, a fight that would set the tone for his career. Just 13 seconds into the fight, Reiner was on the canvas, out cold. This was a message to the MMA world. Anthony Johnson had arrived, and his power was no joke. 4 weight classes, a remarkable journey. Anthony's career is remarkable not only for his power, but for his versatility. Over the years, he competed in 4 different weight classes, a feat nearly unheard of in MMA. Welterweight. He started in the welterweight division, where his athleticism and knockout power made him stand out immediately. At 170 pounds, Rumble was a force to be reckoned with. One of his most notable wins came in his fight against Yoshiyuki Yoshida. A brutal right hand sent Yoshida crashing down in the first round, but the constant battle to cut weight proved too much for his towering frame. Middleweight. At 185 pounds, Anthony found more comfort, but the results were mixed. His notable middleweight fight came against Vitor Belfort, where despite a valiant effort, he lost via submission. However, this division would only be a brief stop for him on his path to true greatness. Light heavyweight. At 205 pounds, the light heavyweight division, Anthony Johnson was at his absolute best. This is where his legend truly took shape. With a more natural weight cut and his power translating devastatingly into the new class, Anthony went on an unforgettable tear. His knockout of Alexander Gustafsson in Sweden silenced an entire arena. Yes, you could hear a pin drop as the Swedish fans were left speechless and gaping at each other. It was in this division that he earned 2 shots at the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship. Though he fell short both times to Daniel Cormier, Anthony's performances were nothing short of spectacular. His path to those title fights was littered with jaw-dropping knockouts that left fans in awe. Heavyweight. In the later stages of his career, Anthony even dabbled in the heavyweight division, His fight with Andrei Arlovsky in the WSOF showcased his ability to hang with the bigger fighters, earning a unanimous decision win. No matter the weight class, Rumble was a constant threat, an athlete who could put anyone to sleep with a single punch. A ferocious fighter, a gentle soul. Despite the chaos he created inside the cage, Anthony Johnson was a gentle soul outside of it. His nickname Rumble might have described his fighting style, but it was his humility and kindness that made him a fan favorite. Win or lose, Anthony's respect for his opponents and fans was always on display. Whether in victory or defeat, Anthony always handled himself with grace. After his loss to Daniel Cormier, he famously said, "I have no excuses, he's the better man tonight." That humility and sportsmanship are what made him more than just a fighter.
Nothing was different. Hell, he did everything I thought he was going to do. Daniel's a beast. He talked a lot, and he backed it up. I have no excuses for why I lost. He was just a better man. I have nothing but respect.
While acknowledging DC's victory inside the Octagon, Anthony also went ahead to eulogize John Jones, regardless that their fight fell through the cracks, by saying, "My man, Bones right here, keep your head up, baby. All right, I know we didn't give the fan the fight that they wanted. Maybe in the next life we will do that."
And my man Bones right here, keep your head up, baby. All right, I know we didn't give the fans the fight that they wanted. Maybe in the next life we'll do that. I don't have to boo you, baby. I got nothing but love for you, my man. Stay up.
He was such a role model, a gentle hurricane whose impact on the sport went far beyond knockouts. Life after the UFC. After his time in the UFC came to an end, Anthony stepped away from the spotlight, but he never truly left the sport. He remained involved in the MMA world, coaching and training fighters, quietly contributing to the next generation. But just when it seemed like Anthony was enjoying a well-deserved life post-UFC, a sudden and tragic diagnosis changed everything. The final chapter: Diagnosis and Legacy. In 2021, news broke that Anthony had been diagnosed with a serious illness. As his health deteriorated, the MMA community rallied around him, sending well wishes and support. Despite the fighter's spirit that had carried him through so many wars in the Octagon, this battle was one that Anthony couldn't win. On November 13, 2022, the world lost Anthony "Rumble" Johnson at the age of just 38. Though his time was cut short, Anthony's legacy will live on in the hearts of his fans and in the highlight reels of his unforgettable performances. He was more than just a fighter. He was a gentle hurricane and a beloved MMA personality who left an indelible mark on the sport of MMA. His legacy in MMA is, however, deeply respected and remembered for his explosive power and humility both inside and outside the Octagon. And so we remember Anthony Johnson, the gentle hurricane whose power could shake the Octagon, yet whose heart brought joy to everyone around him. In his honor, we pay tribute not only to his legacy as a fighter, but to the person he was, a loving son, a humble warrior, and a friend to many. Rest in peace, Rumble. With that being said, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and express your thoughts and feelings in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in the next video.
Storm inside the ring, a force you can't contain. In the Octagon he'd swing like a gentle hurricane. Outside he was so kind, a heart so pure and true. A humble state of mind, always there for you. Oh, Rumble, we'll remember the fights and the grace, a spirit burning ever in every heart of place. And left us way too early, at 38 you'd fly. Legends never leave us, in memories they lie. That shook the earth, eyes that saw the sky, a smile that knew its worth, a soul that never died. Rest on, gentle giant, your battle's now at peace, your legacy defiant, your spirit will not cease. Oh,